Hello, all you happy people, and welcome back to my little comic corner, or as I like to put it sometimes, the Forbidden Zone. Uh, other than getting to be on every Saturday with my partner and my brother Rod, Dr. Silver Age on Comic Book Memories, I really don't get much of a chance to do videos on my own channel, and I kind of miss it sometimes. But and I really hate the term. Life gets in the way. I mean, your life is your life, and you have to get things done, and you want to spend time with your family and other things. And I just went a couple of nights ago on an audition for another band, an R&B band. So I guess I'm gonna be playing with them too, besides playing with the other band, which we don't have a whole lot going on right now. But it just kind of it's one of those things where I love the music, but it all it's a means to an end. Get extra money I can put back for Christmas and family and things we need, and also comic books. So I just kind of got to urge, and actually I got to give credit to my good buddy Eric K, who you all know, for kind of inspiring me to do this, because I've been catching up on some of his videos, and I still need to two or three more that I need to catch up on. But kind of reminded me of some of the 1970s series of the week videos I used to do several years ago, and I really enjoyed doing that. And I'm not going to say this is going to be an every week thing. I'm just going to say that is the series of this week. And I got a couple here. I got one from the 70s, one from the 80s, and I got a couple of little cool things I want to show you. Uh, but yeah, he just kind of reminded me how much fun it was to do those videos. When you complete a series, so here they all are, or when you complete a run, it's a good little kick. And but it's just one of my favorite series from the '70s, and I know Eric is collecting this one too, so he might like this. And I got a series from the late '80s that I really enjoyed, and both these are from DC. First one I got here came out in 1988. It's 4-issue prestige series, Cosmic Odyssey. Uh, in '88, I mean, if you're a hardcore DC fan like I was, the Crisis kind of changed a lot of things. The Crisis on Infinite Earths, and some for the better, some for the worse, some just kind of left things as they were. But this was like a really great story, written by Jim Starlin, with art by Mike Mignola and Carlos Garzon. Colors by Steve Oliff, and I think John Workman, who is had been around the industry for a while as the letterer. So yeah, just some and of course you think Mike Mignola, and you think Hellboy, and you think horror books and all that kind of stuff. But before he got started on Hellboy and all that, he did some work for DC, and this is one of my favorites. I mean, the art is really great. The story's great. Of course, Starlin, he can spin a cosmic yarn, as we all know. But yeah, just a great little lineup here. You got Superman, Batman, John Stewart, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Starfire. Then you got the New Gods, Darkseid, Highfather. And you got some other people that show up later. You get to see Adam Strange, one of my favorite characters. You get to see battles on Thanagar. You get to see battles on Ran. Um, you get to see, there's a lot of action, a lot of drama, some humor, a lot of heartache in this. Have the loss of a hero in this one. But I always thought this was a cool little character. This character out here named Forager. He was with the New Gods. But just a great story and art. Here's issue 1. Issue 2. And when these books started coming out in I guess the mid late '80s, the prestige books, it always kind of reminded me of all the square bound books that I love from the Bronze Age. Except the quality was a little bit better. You had the slick paper and the better colors, and but this is really a great story. And you can find this in bargain bins most of the time. You can get it in a trade paperback if you want to go that route. But a lot of great art and story in here. Another character plays a big part in the story is Etrigan, the demon, or Etrigan, however you pronounce it. I'm still not really sure. People pronounce it different ways. But he plays a big part in this. And then there's like a a figure that's kind of they call a friend of Batman, or somebody that aids Batman as this story goes along. And you find out, another one of my favorite characters, you find out that it's Dr. Fate. And, of course, this is one of those stories where, Darkseid's trying to find the anti-life equation, or it's in this story, it's an entity, the anti-life entity. And, of course, it's like I say, I'm not going to give it away if you haven't read it, but if you haven't, it's really worth the few bucks that you might spend on the trade or collecting the series. Not hard to find, but it's got great story, great art. And I was always a fan of McNolla's stuff before he did Hellboy. I thought he did, it was different, and I really, it was, I liked it. That's all I can say. So just a really good story. All right, for my second series, this is from 1972. Usually I wouldn't spotlight a series unless I completed it. And that's the way I did those 70 series of the week. So, recently, I guess maybe few months ago, I completed this series, and I just hadn't had time to show it. Got a few duplicates. I've got a couple that I've had since childhood, as you'll be able to tell, and but I finally completed all of them. So we're going to look at, from 1972, Supergirl. Here's issue number 1. I think most of the art. I think most of the writing on the Supergirl stories was by Cary Bates. Most of the art, I think, was by Art Saf and Vince Collette on the inks. Enough said there, but it's not the Galactus trilogy. It's not Kingdom Come. It's just fun little stories. And I always loved the character, especially with this the costume she had in the 70s there. And got some backups with Zatanna, an extra little added bonus. And I think on the Zatanna story, it's got Len Wein and Marv Wolfman on the scripts, and John Rosenberger and Dick Giordano on the inks. So good story, good art. But yeah, it's just a cool little series. Really glad to complete it. Some of these, I might want to try to upgrade later, but for the most part, they're decent. Fine to very fine copies. Some of them are like a VG Plus, and some of my childhood copies are well loved, as you can come to expect from me. So here we got issue number 2. What's going on here? Supergirl, yank me out. Alan's growing so fast, unless I pull him out, he'll shatter the bottle city of Kandor, killing my parents and everyone inside. Sounds like a quandary. But you got some more Zatanna in the background. And I just love the DC era of 20 centers, from the early 70s. That's one of my goals, to try to collect all the DC 20-cent covers. And, I'm probably 75% there. Still got to get a lot of the war titles and some of the romance stuff. But, yeah, I just love this era. And I think the art on Zatanna in the next couple issues is by Don Heck. So another reason to get that. And here we go. Number 3. I think some of these covers were done by Bob Oskner, who did a lot of work on the Superman characters. Supergirl uncovers the Garden of Death and the amazing Zatanna in a surprise feature. Supergirl can't get a date. Looks like the cover of one of the 70s romance comics. And here we go, one of the originals I had as a kid. Number 4. Supergirl becomes her own worst enemy in The Borrowed Brain. So she's like a werewolf / robot / Kryptonian hybrid. Sort of like the animal, vegetable, mineral man, I guess. But this is my childhood copy, one of the 2 I had. Here's a little bit better shape. Not a whole lot, but like I say, I might upgrade some of these later. And here we have, I think actually in this one, let me check. In number 4, I think it actually reprints the first issue or the first appearance of Zatanna. I'm sorry. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, well loved and then some. But no, it's not in this one. Let's see. I'm not sure which one. And I just looked at it. Don't you just hate it when somebody's not prepared? And that's not it either. I think I remember now. I think it's in issue number 5. So my failing memory has failed completely. Yeah, here we have issue number 5. Supergirl, you betrayed us to the firing squad, but she had to. And Supergirl turns traitor. Before you decide, read The Devil's Brother. But I think this is, yep. This reprints the first appearance of Zatanna from Hawkman number 4. Don't know if I'll ever own that issue. I'm sure Higgy has it. But yeah, I always love this story. Got great art by Murphy Anderson and story by Gardner Fox. Got the Hawks in there and Zatanna. So for that alone, it's worth that. It's worth the price. And other than maybe the first issue and maybe one or two others, you're not gonna hurt your wallet too bad on these. Here's issue number 6. Looks like another romance comic cover. The Gang Lords, also a surprise guest star. And here's number 7, 2 copies of this one. Let Them Go. Zatanna, Supergirl and Zatanna fighting over the abominable snowman. It's really hard to find a date in the 70s. I think they find out he's really like some guy that they both like, and then they find out that he's already taken, and then they feel stupid for fighting with each other. Another copy of number 7. And here's my first ever Supergirl comic. This used to have a cover on it, but I read it so much. And I love the story because it guest stars the Justice League. So here's number 8. Coverless, of course. Supergirl and a head full of snakes. And I finally upgraded a while back. Like I said, you got the Justice League guest starring Superman, Batman, Hawkman, Green Lantern. So yeah, I really like this story. I think that happens a lot when you're a kid and later on you collect all the series and you're like, that's still my favorite story because that's the first one you're exposed to. So it's a fond memory. But there's other good stories too. So, and got a couple copies of number 9 here. Supergirl's new life as an Amazon menaces her daily with death in the Super Amazon. Number 9. This one is a little sun faded on the top. Looks like a little sun bleached. And for that reason, that's probably why I upgraded it. This one's got all the colors in full force. So number 9 again. And a couple copies of number 10. Or you have guest star Prez, the teenage president. And this might be the upgrade. Yep. So, cool little series. Like I say, not fantastic literature, but fun stuff. You know, I mean, anybody that read the Superman books and related, you know, Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, you know, action, whatever. I mean, the stories weren't, I mean, I loved them as a kid. I still love them. Like I say, if you're looking for great literature, it's not there. The art is great, you know, and they're fun to read. That's the main reason to read a comic book, right? So there you have it, 2 series. Got a couple other little things. I got on. I'm going to have to get off of this site, but I got on McFarlane Toys again, and I saw that they had, like, for one day, I think they had all their Superman related stuff on sale. So, not counting shipping, I got this set for $15. Here we have the Multiverse Superman versus Ultraman, the Superman of Earth 3. So very cool. I always was a big fan of the Crime Syndicate and all the battles they had with the Justice League and Superman and Ultraman going against each other. And you got some extra hands. You can always use 3 extra pairs of helping hands. And it's got the base, like some twisted metal that they stand on, and you got an extra little bonus. And I think this is like the maybe the new 52 version of Ultraman and the Crime Syndicate. But we hear the doppelganger of the Atom. This is Atomica right here. So you got a little added bonus of another character from the Crime Syndicate. Like I say, I might take this out and just be real careful and just go ahead and set it up just to see what it looks like and maybe take a picture. But really don't have any room. So, but I was really, really happy to get this one. Here's the back. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. Really detailed and at a good price. So it was kind of hard to pass up. And now, the thing I'm most proud of, maybe not comic-wise, but in this video, I got a late Father's Day present. Came in the mail. And as soon as I opened it up, I just started howling. I died laughing, because, as soon as I saw it, I knew what it was. So I'm sure everybody will know what this is from. And if you don't, shame on you. At least people my age, let's put it that way. But I got a clock. And let's see if you can figure out what that is. Yes, we have John Cleese from the Ministry of Silly Walks, Monty Python. I know probably all of you watching this will know what it is, and if you didn't, like I said, shame on you. But I thought this was great. I said, okay, I'm going to hang it up in here. I don't have a spot for it yet. I mean, there's several places I could put it, but I just had to show it on the video first because I thought this was hilarious. A big Monty Python fan, so this was a big treat. So, what time is it here? Okay, it's 8:13, so we'll put him back where he's supposed to be. So, there we are. High stepping again. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope everybody's having a great week. We got 4th of July coming up next week. I think I've got a short week. So I think on the days I have off, I'm going to probably pillage through this some more and try to make sense of it all. I was going to show another series other than the Cosmic Odyssey because I had completed Batlash, little 7-issue series from the late 60s. And I had like 3 or 4 boxes of like Silver and Bronze Age stuff that I hadn't filed away yet. So, okay, well, it's in those, right? Well, I found one of the issues that was from the run, and then the other issue, number 6, I cannot find. It's not in the box that's got the Batlash run in it. It's not in any of those boxes because I looked through 3 times. I said, but I know what's going to happen. I'll finally get to a point where I was, okay, well, I need another copy of number 6. And as soon as I get one, then the original will probably just magically appear. So that's just the way things work for me. And maybe for a lot of you other guys, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I say, got the weekend coming up. Hope you guys are staying out of the heat and having a great week. Onward and upward.